Hello and welcome to another episode of Meet Your Guide here on the VENZA vlog. Guide, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Michael. I work for the Cyber Tech Help Desk team.
Very nice. And out of what office are you doing that?
I currently work in the New Albany, Indiana office. Some days I'll do remote, some days I'll be in the office.
There you go. Variables. And how do you guide VENZA customers?
I guide our customers to be more efficient with their computers by helping them understand what certain things do.
Cool. And can you tell me something new that's going on in your department?
In my department currently, I'm excited to offer different solutions and updating computers via Kaseya. I want to make sure I provide updates up to the max before hitting Windows 11 because, as we all know, Windows 11 isn't currently stable.
Yeah. Okay, so you heard the news here, folks. You heard it right from the man's mouth. She's not stable. Sorry, Microsoft. We're sorry. It happens. Well, Michael, thanks so much for being on this episode of Meet Your Guide, and we'll see all of you out there next time. Thanks so much. See ya.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Hi, Julie. How are you?
Good, Sean. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. I understand VENZA is going to be at some great events next month. Why don't you tell us what the first one is?
The first one is Hospitality Upgrade Magazine CIO Summit. And it's Wednesday, September 7th through Friday, September 9th in Hollywood, California.
Wow, Hollywood. Now, are you going to that event?
I will be there. Looking forward to having the opportunity for some great education, some networking with the best of the best C-level technology professionals in the business. So it's a very unique event, and very happy that VENZA is participating once again this year. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that is a great event, and I know we've been going for a number of years. All right, tell me about the other great event that we're going to be attending next month.
So on the heels of that one, we are going, myself and David Christensen, our CIO, are going to be speaking at the HFTP annual convention. And that is Wednesday, September 14th through Friday, September 16th. And that is in Austin, Texas at the Hilton. So we're excited to be participating in that. David and I have a presentation, a session, and then I'm also participating in a club forum roundtable. So got some exciting things. It'd be great to get together with HFTP, celebrating 70 years of annual convention. We've got that, and CIO Summit is 20 years. So all these anniversaries of all these events is coming up this year. 2022 is like the year to celebrate anniversary events. So it's pretty exciting.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much, Julie, for that overview of the events for the next month. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks, Sean.
Sure.
Take care.
All right. Bye. Hi, Mac. How are you?
Hi, Sean. Nice to see you again. I'm wonderful. How about you?
I am doing very well. And I just want to take this opportunity to congratulate you again on your promotion as the VP of Operations and Customer Success. Yay.
Thank you so much. That is very kind of you. I am very excited for the opportunity as the Vice President of Operations and Customer Success to be able to influence other departments within the organization. So thank you so much. I'm looking forward to it.
And that's why we are going to hear some different things from you as we get together here now in your new role. So what are you going to be talking about today, Mac?
So cybersecurity threats within the hospitality industry, Sean, and we are going to be focused on the top three. But before we get started, I do have a question for you. So I am about to put you in the hot seat for a minute. What do you think the most common cybersecurity threat within the hospitality industry is?
Well, from all of my VENZA training, years of VENZA training, and things that my CTO or CIO has said to me over and over again, I'd have to say phishing. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That is correct. That is correct. Thank you so much. And, you know, as we go through this conversation, I am going to be sharing some stats with you that you are probably going to be amazed with. Do you know that 74% of organizations in the US experienced a successful phishing attack in 2020?
I'm not surprised.
74%. 74%. And that number continues to grow. As I look at the data from 2021, that number went up to 83%. 83% of these organizations within the US actually experience a successful phishing simulation. And that number, we are talking about an increase of 15%, Sean.
Now that is surprising. And those are just the ones that we know about, right?
That's exactly the case. And as you look at the past 2 years, and based on this pace, chances are that the research and the reports in Q1 for 2023 will show us that for 2022, Sean, I wouldn't be surprised if these numbers really go well into the 90s.
I hope not, but yeah, you're right. I mean, this is across the world, right? This is just isn't hospitality. This is across industries.
That is across industry. It's not just one vertical. Now, the only difference, which it is major, we've all come a very long way. Yes, sure, we may receive these phishing attacks and could potentially be in the 90s. The only difference, Sean, we're now prepared, right? And perhaps 2 years ago, that was not necessarily the case. And by we, I mean all industries. Now everyone is taking the right measures and putting the right standards in place to make sure that we can mitigate this risk, because it's only going to continue to increase. I don't know if you read not too long ago, it was probably about 3 to 4 weeks ago, there was a press release that was shared online. An employee at the front desk at an airport property within the US exposed the entire organization. And we are talking about a major hotel player. They were exposed, guess by what? By doing what? Just clicking on the wrong link at the wrong time, right?
Curiosity.
So it just takes, it's curiosity. And it just takes one person, okay?
That's it.
And they are becoming more, these campaigns are becoming more deceptive, okay? We are talking about all of these phishing simulations go out by the thousands, right? But you are a marketing guru and you have been for many years. So as you well know, when you do a marketing campaign and you're doing that by email, it perhaps takes for you to email 10 people for just one to respond to a webinar, right?
That's it.
Well, that's it. In the cybersecurity world, when you're talking about a 10% chance or even 5% chance of someone clicking on the link, I cannot even explain to you, because it really just takes one person. It's truly not a matter of a percentage. Now,
it's not going away.
For you to give them, right.
Yeah, it's not going away. David Christensen has said they're lazy. They're going to keep doing these same behaviors over and over again. And it works. And they just need it to work one time. You know, at least, right?
Exactly. And it is not, it's not going away by no means. And they continue to be more deceptive. They know what they are doing, but you know, we are taking the right measures. Now, some of the most popular phishing campaigns continue to be the same. Think of professional networking site, right, Sean? Social media, across the board, obviously, and then streaming subscription. Most of us use these subscriptions on a daily basis. So we want to make sure that we are looking at the domains, making sure that it's coming from a secure source. And, you know, these three that I just mentioned are truly just a few. Now, here at VENZA, we offer the phishing simulations for our clients, right? The phishing campaigns, but also which is equally as important, are the remediation courses, right? We have a very robust platform with training content across the board. But the phishing simulations and the remediation, we have designated coaches that will be able to work with all of our clients to make sure that we are establishing the mitigation across the board. Okay. Now, we talked about phishing, Sean, and I do want to highlight as we continue the importance of social engineering as a whole, right? Not just phishing.
Right.
And I do have another question for you.
Okay.
Have you noticed or have you received a higher amount of text messages from an unknown source, with some sort of obscure link? Have you noticed a difference in the past 6 months?
Yeah, I have received a lot of those with a link that I do not click. Yes.
Yes. Good. Now, smishing attacks, and I usually, when I talk about smishing, are those phishing attempts by text message, right? I think of SMS and smishing. They have doubled, Sean. They have doubled in the past year because the criminals are getting smarter, right? But so are we.
Right.
Right. So are we, and we are making sure that we're taking the right steps and against the fight across the board, because it is not going away. And I think you may remember 10 years ago, you may have received a random international call informing you that you were the lucky recipient of $10 million if you would just kindly provide a few numbers of your bank account, right? Not sure if you ever done it, but you're probably still waiting for it, right?
I'm not getting any. I haven't gotten any of that money yet. No. I'm still waiting.
Okay. And then, we went into phishing and now smishing, right? And smishing and vishing, right? They will continue to increase across the board.
Not going away.
Now,
not going away.
It's not going away. It's not going away. The only difference, as I mentioned, we are now prepared against these vulnerabilities and against this fight. We are now prepared. And as we are talking about mitigating and phishing, I want to talk about our second the second top threat, which is ransomware. Okay. Just 2 weeks ago, there was a security report that was released that they survey 505 IT decision makers, okay, within the US and the UK. And these were for organizations with more than 1,000 employees. So we're talking about major organizations. And they were really trying to do a research and survey the extent of ransomware. Now, do you want to know what all of these professionals, what their main concern was, the number one concern across the board?
What was the number one concern? Tell us.
It was, as we continue to talk about, it was the phishing. Really the risk of the employees within the organization ignoring the importance of the corporate security advice and the training and the remediation. Because once again, as we talked about, how many times does it take to actually put your entire company at risk? It just takes one. Okay, so it's interesting. This is a concern that is across the board, right? And I don't think, I wouldn't be done talking about ransomware if I don't stress the importance of making sure we have the right cybersecurity insurance for ransomware. Okay, as you know, we are not an insurance company, but we are a resource, right? We know vendors. We know which evidence these insurance companies are going to be asking for. So we are definitely a resource that need to be utilized by any of our clients. We're here to help, right? That's what we're here for, Sean.
Exactly.
And then last but certainly not least, the top number 3, it's customer data, right? None of us will be here without the customer. And the data it's extremely important, and we need to keep it safe. Now, The hotel and the travel industry are one of the main targets for these cyber criminals. I'll tell you what, you're talking about a high level of revenue, high level of transaction, an enormous amount of credit card information, and not just that part, the amount of vendors, right, that come in and out of the hotel. That is why the hospitality industry is such an attractive target. Once again, all of these can be remediated or mitigated with doing the appropriate training, right? We usually think about our firewall, the technical side, but the human firewall is equally, if not at times, more important. And that's where we come into place. That's one of the things that we offer, just making sure we're offering the training. And Sean, I think you may have heard this in the past. Most of our clients ask me, Macarena, does everyone need to take the training? And my professional suggestion every single time is yes, 100%. It's not just about getting a hold of that credit card, it's your personally identifiable information. Anyone within your hotel can get access to just a receipt, right? Anybody if we talk about anybody accessing a room, that does not necessarily have access to a computer, but they do have access to all of the personal information from credit cards to receipts to IDs. So I can't stress it enough. And I do have one more thing, Sean, as we talk, all of these conversations that we've had within the past few minutes, it's all about risk and mitigation. We are finally rolling out our new VENZA platform within the next couple of weeks. This VENZA platform will offer better visibility and hence better defense. Okay, we'll be able to offer not just to our general managers, but also to our main decision makers and C-level executives as they are assessing their entire portfolio. It will be an executive dashboard that will show them at a glance or in detail the overall compliance, and also what it boils down once again is the overall risk, how to assess it, how to mitigate it, and how to apply remediation across the board to make sure that we are minimizing those vulnerabilities, Sean.
Giving those managers in the VENZA platform one pane of glass to see everything in compliance.
Well said. Exactly.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff. And, you know,
it's scary, right?
Right, and it's not just in our professional lives, right? You brought up a lot of things that are in our personal day-to-day. They're hitting us on our phones. They're hitting us on social media. I mean, how many times have you seen, don't accept a friend request from me because that's not me? Or don't take these messages from this person because somebody hacked my account.
Now more so than ever. I think if we go back 10 years as we were trying to increase awareness across the board, the perception was, well, this is for my job. How important do I really think it is? That's no longer the case. As we are training our employees, it certainly affects the organization and professionally speaking, but you are equally as affected if it was to happen within your personal life, Sean. Thank you.
That is very true. No, thank you, Mac, so much for going over these top 3 threats for cybersecurity across a lot of verticals, but especially in the hospitality. We have a lot of PII. These hackers want it, and we got to stop them from getting it. And you're only as good as your weakest brick in your human firewall, so you got to keep trained, people. Mac, thanks so much. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
It was my pleasure, and thank you for having me, Sean. Until next time.
And now, your moment of VENZA.